So, very good afternoon. You're able to see my slides?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Thank you, agricultureinformation.com, for giving me this opportunity to speak about IIMR as Global Center of Excellence on Millet R&D. So, this is the first slide shows our institute building. So, for the information of the audience, India has led the way to International Year of Millets. First, Government of India has proposed to United Nations declaring 2023 as the International Year of Millets. And one second, madam. I think audio is not full. So, the proposal of India was supported by 72 countries, and finally, United Nations General Assembly declared 2023 as International Year of Millets on 5th March 2021. And Government of India has decided to celebrate International Year of Millets to make it a people's movement. This is the point we have to underline and note, that it is a people's movement so that the millets, their recipes, value-added products are accepted globally. So that is the reason why we are seeing everywhere millets and their products that are being used and put and promoted for people to consume. So if you see, in here, millets are small seeded grasses which are grown as food and fodder. The major millets are jowar, bajra, ragi. Jowar is sorghum, bajra is pearl millet, and ragi is finger millet. These three occupy about 95% of the total millet area. Then we have minor millets like foxtail millet, kodo millet, little millet, brown top millet, proso millet, barnyard millet, all these things. And apart from this, we also have teff and fonio. Looking into the nutritional superiority of these millet, Government of India has renamed them as nutri-cereals for production, consumption, and trade point of view through Gazette notification that was issued way back in 2018 on 13th April. So if you look into the unique USPs, unique selling points of millets, they are climate resilient, they're good for human health, food, and nutrition security. How they are good for planet is they grow faster, shorter life cycle, put less stress on the environment. They grow organically, require minimal fertilizer and pesticides. They survive in low water and nutrients. They need less rainfall. And how they are good for farmers? They are withstanding harsh environments, drought, dry heat. Then resistant to pests and diseases. They are high yield potential. They are having multiple uses like food, feed, fodder, breeding, biofuel, etc. And also, they're good for human health because they're high in micronutrients like iron, zinc, calcium. They're high in dietary fibers and antioxidants. They have low glycemic index and they're gluten-free, high in protein, vitamin B, rich in polyphenols and phytohormones. If you look into the health benefits of millets, they are very good, have beneficial effects like detoxifying the body. They can lower the bad cholesterol level. They prevent the onset of breast cancer, help to prevent type 2 diabetes, effective in reducing blood pressure, helps to protect against heart disease, aid in treating respiratory conditions like asthma, help to optimize kidney, liver, and immune system, reduce the risk of gastrointestinal conditions like gastric ulcers or colon cancers. They eliminate problems like constipation, excess gas, bloating, and cramping. So, starting from 2018, once the Government of India has notified these millets as nutri-cereals in April 2018, the year 2018 has been declared as National Year of Millets. And then we had a submission implemented under National Food Security Mission in 212 districts of 14 states in 2018 to 19. And also we have seen establishment of 25 seed hubs and 18 breeder seed production centers to promote the production of millet seed. And 2021, already India has proposed to United Nations General Assembly for declaring 2023 as International Year of Millets. And 2022, we have establishment of about 378 FPOs, 500 startups functioning within millet value chains. So with all these things, the International Year of Millets is in place. And Government of India has a 7-pronged approach to put millets on every plate. That is by creating awareness, creation, branding, that is labeling and promotion, promoting and making people aware about the nutritional and health benefits, value addition, processing and recipe development, international outreach of millets, development of entrepreneurship, startups, collective development, enhancement of production and productivity, that is always the research mandate, and then policy interventions for mainstreaming of the millets. So with all this, the seven-pronged approach, Government of India is trying to put millets on every plate. And with all these things, the millets have been rebranded as Shri Anna because they are a medium of holistic development in the country. They're linking villages and the poor, and also they're the way or the door to prosperity for small farmers of the country. They're felicitating tribal communities. They're helping in fighting climate change, and they're laying the foundation for chemical-free farming. Because of all these characters, millets have been branded as Shri Anna. Also, they are superfoods because of their nutritional superiority. So, the Honorable Prime Minister of India has dedicated ICAR, Indian Institute of Millet Research, as the Global Center of Excellence on Millets, that is Shri Anna, on 18th March 2023 at New Delhi during the Global Shri Anna Conference. So coming to the millets, if you see the statistics of millets, millets are grown in about 74 million hectares with a production of about 89.17 million tons, of which 90% is contributed by two major millets, that is sorghum and pearl millet, and 20% of the total global millet production is contributed by India, and India is the fifth largest exporter of millets. And India, if you see, we have about 13.60 million hectares under millets with a production of 18.02 million tons and a productivity of 1322 kg per hectare. And India is the topmost producer of barnyard, finger, kodo, little millet, and pearl millet. And if you look into the millet genetic improvement, we have this National Millets Research Network, that is, which is at IIMR only. In IIMR, apart from the Indian Institute of Millets Research, we have two regional stations, one regional station center for Rabi Sorghum in Sholapur and off-season nursery at Warangal in Telangana. And we also have three ASRPs, one on sorghum, one on pearl millet, and the other one on small millets. And again, under these ASRPs, we have different research centers located in different state agriculture universities, which are working for the improvement of different millets. So under sorghum, we have 18 research centers. For pearl millet, we have 12. For small millets, we have 13. And if you look into till date, under ASRP and pearl millet, we have 257 central releases. Under sorghum, we have 144. And small millets, we have 118. And all these centers, they're having multidisciplinary, competent, scientific, technical teams. And even the journey of IIMR also started with as the regional station at Pircom Center, and then later it got upgraded to regional station of IRA. And later on, we have the coordination unit of sorghum, that is ASIP sorghum in 70. Then it got upgraded to National Research Center for Sorghum, then Directorate of Sorghum, and now Indian Institute of Millets Research, and finally, the present day Global Center of Excellence. So I just wanted to show about what are the activities we are taking up in different millets and why we are called as Global Center of Excellence. If you look into pearl millet, and at the global level, pearl millet is grown in about 30.93 million hectares, whereas in India, it is grown in 7.4 million hectares. And it is the topmost area under the millets for pearl millet in the entire millets grown in India. And here, the major states that grow pearl millet are Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Gujarat, UP, Haryana. They contribute to about 90% of the total acreage. And the production is about 9.35 million tons. And here also, different agroecological conditions are different in different states and zones. So in pearl millet, we speak of majorly four segments. A1 zone, that is covering from the northwestern Rajasthan and the northwestern part of the country. and where here the annual rainfall is less than 400 mm. And the other segment we talk about is A zone, where the annual rainfall is around 1000 mm. And here the area in A zone is about 2 to 2.5 million hectares, whereas in the A1 zone, that is the major area, we have about 3.5 to 4 million hectares. And the other zone is, we see in the southern parts of the country, and that we term as B zone, and it is 1 to 1.5 million hectares. And another segment we also speak of is summer pearl millet, which is taken up in about 4 lakh hectares in southern Rajasthan and northern part of the Gujarat during the summer after the potato. So we have different product profiles identified for different zones, and our breeding efforts are being taken up in those directions as per the product profiles. So in the Western Rajasthan, we target for a maturity of less than flowering of less than 45 days. And that is how, because that will help in escaping the drought and other unwanted things, even if it is less rainfall also. The pearl millet is having the capacity to tiller and then produce some grain and also the fodder. So these are the popular hybrids that have been released for cultivation in the A1 zone, that is the Western Rajasthan and drier parts of the country. In the A zone, that is where we have more than around 1000 mm rainfall, we have different product profile, medium duration flowering type around 50 days. Here also we look for the grain yield and other things. And these are the popular hybrids that have been released for cultivation in A zone. Similarly, for B zone also we have popular hybrids and varieties. And in summer ecology, these are the ones where generally we prefer late duration varieties with high grain yield and strawberry yield. And these are the popular hybrids that have been identified for, released for cultivation in summer ecologies. And pearl millet is also good for fodder, and it has all these important traits that would be suitable for fodder crop. And we find a large amount of areas for fodder pearl millet or the forage pearl millet in states of Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana, UP, Maharashtra, MP, and Uttarakhand. And if you look into the production productivity of pearl millet, if you see starting from 5 years block from 1951 till 2020, if you take 5 years interval, you see from 305 kg per hectare during 1951-55, it has come to 1290. And I have shown here at present day, it is around 1391 kg per hectare. So there is a constant increase and improvement in the productivity of pearl millet. And this was possible only because of the development of so many number of hybrids and varieties through the All India Coordinated Research Projects. And for the benefit of the house, I would like to say that India is the only country and pearl millet is the only crop where we have taken some criteria like mainstreaming the nutritional traits along with the yield traits, and we have taken iron and zinc as benchmark levels, and a minimum of 42 ppm of iron should be there, and a minimum of 32 ppm of zinc should be there in the grains of pearl millet. Otherwise, none of those entries would be promoted in the coordinated trials, nor they will be identified for release or released for notification in pearl millet. And this is the first of its kind of promotion criteria adopted anywhere in the world. Nowhere in the world you can see this kind of thing or in any other any crop. So the credit comes to pearl millet here. Next, I would be just touching on sorghum. In sorghum, it is cultivated at the global level in 41.55 million hectares. And in India, the grain sorghum is about 4.37 million hectares and forage sorghum is about 4 million hectares. And we have different types of sorghum production systems. We have Kharif grain sorghum, Rabi grain sorghum, summer grain sorghum, forage sorghum, single cut, multi-cut, and then sweet sorghum for biofuel production, Kharif crop, all these things. And these are the major states where we have these different segments of agroecologies for cultivation in sorghum. So in the rainy sorghum also we have extra early types, medium types, and rice fallow types. where you can see differences like days to flowering will be around less than 60 days. Here, days to flowering is 61 to 65 days. For medium maturity, it is 66 to 70 days, days to flowering. And then dual purpose also we have medium types with 66 to 70 days. And then rice pillows also we have days to flowering with 66 to 70 days. So we categorize, group them, and then when we breed for the varieties or hybrids, we take care that these particular varieties and hybrids fall into different categories and will be suitable for those respective zones as identified. So these are the popular sorghum hybrids for Kharif: CSH 14, CSH 30, CSH 42. Then these are the sorghum varieties: CSV 15, 20, 27, 31, 41, 50. This is the red grain variety. And in post-rainy season also, we have different maturity groups: early duration and medium duration. And then for forage sorghum also, we have different types like single cuts or multi-cut type. So here also we have rain-fed for zone 1 and zone 2, we have different categories. And then multi-cut also we have for zone 1 and zone 2, irrigated and semi-arid conditions. Then we have different types of forages. Single cut forage like this, and this is the multi-cut forage. Here we need to be, these things need to be irrigated, and single cut ones are mostly rain fed and they are harvested at 50% flowering. And here you can take in multi-cut 3 to 4 cuts at 45 to 60 days of interval. Sorghum is also in this. Sorry about that. Sorghum. Yes, sorghum is also taken as an industrial crop. The grains are used for food and starch industry. And it is of late we see that sorghum is used for feed in poultry, and it is used for potable alcohol industry and livestock development through quality forage. And sorghum stalk juice is used for biofuel. Next, I'll be touching upon finger millet. Here, again, finger millet, we have different environments, high productive environments, northern hilly regions, and rabi or summer irrigated conditions, where we find different varieties and cultivars identified with the different productivity potentials. So if you look into the global area, it is only 22 lakh hectares. And here in India, we have 12.32 lakh hectares. And finger millet, because the spikelets are very, very small, making crosses in these things, in these spikelets is very tough. And since it is a self-pollinated crop, it is very tough to make crosses. If you see the timings here, the flowers are opening somewhere around midnight, 2:30, 2:26. They're opening and then crossing is taking around 4 o'clock in the morning. So if the breeders have to make crosses in these things, it is really tough. They cannot go in the midnight and see in the field what is happening in this. So we have standardized some hybridization techniques, and we try to create variability at Indian Institute of Millet Research. And you can see a number of processes which have been developed. And this is the kind of variability you can see in the finger millet panicles. And they're having highest yield potential and different maturity durations also. So based on the maturity groups, here also we have early, medium, late, and under irrigated conditions, again in northern conditions like early and medium. So these are different improved finger millet varieties, and you can see the variability here available. In finger millet also we have iron, zinc, calcium in highly enriched amounts, and these are the different varieties with the different production potentials. Next, I'll be touching upon foxtail millet, that is Setaria italica. Here, again, you can see the crop. And if you see at the global level, it is cultivated only in 10.57 lakh hectares. And in India, it is grown in about 13,990 hectares. So, if you see in India also, in the states of Karnataka, AP, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, and then in at the global level, you can see only in United States, India, and China. So we have different foxtail millet product profiles with the different maturity groups, early and medium. And these are the different varieties that are released here. So these are the popular varieties that are released in foxtail millet. And these are the special features of these varieties. Next, coming to barnyard millet. Again, here also we have different product profiles with the different types of the panicles and shapes and different areas where they're cultivated, like in northern hilly regions or southern plains, and different yield potentials and production capacities. So if you see in India, in the world, it is only in India where it is cultivated. And in India also, you can see in Tamil Nadu, UP, Gujarat, and this place. And these are the popular barnyard millet varieties. And then proso millet, that is Chena. Again, this is one millet where you have high amount of protein. And many people are nowadays talking about plant-based proteins, and proso millet has a potential to come up with high amount of protein lines, and protein can be extracted from these lines. So these are the different varieties developed. Another millet I'm touching here is kodo millet. It is highly adapted to hilly ecology and salinity stress tolerant varieties. It is rich in dietary fiber and antioxidants. And these are the popular latest improved varieties of kodo millet. And next millet I will be touching is little millet, where again you can see different types of races we have in Panicum species here. Race Nana is having high tillers with early maturing and shattering behavior, whereas in Robusta, we have high fodder yield and late maturing and non-shattering. You can see the differences in the plant types, and these are the popular varieties, latest varieties of little millet released. And we're also trying to come up with a high grain iron and protein in these, some of the accessions of the little millet and proso millet. And these are the latest little millet released varieties. And apart from this, we are also, apart from the conventional breeding, we are also using marker-assisted breeding, transgenics, genomics, speed breeding, and genome editing to come up with new varieties and hybrids in different millet crops. And if you see, many people, whenever we say of millets, they say that the area and under millets has decreased, and now you don't find millets here and all these things. Yes, there is a decline in area from 1950, 55s or 70s to what we have today. And accordingly, the production is also varying. But if you look into the productivity, you see a constant increase in this green color. You see this slope. There's a constant increase in the productivity because the breeders, the researchers are working continuously to come up with varieties, hybrids, and technologies which would be helping in increasing the productivity. So if you see that way, in the past 10 years, we have this many number of cultivars released in these different millets. And the right side, you can see the national releases. And apart from that, at IIMR, we have a number of genetic resources also. In Asia, this is the extent of the genetic resources in millets available. And in India, at IIMR, we have this many number of genetic resources, the millet genetic resources under the medium-term storage. This is the millet gene bank at ICAR IIMR. So these many accessions are available with us. And apart from maintaining these millet genetic resources, we are also trying to evaluate them and come out with the suitable superior genetic stocks, and they're being registered from time to time. And you can see these many number of genetic stocks were registered in 2021 and in 21-22 this many. So this is the extent of genetic stocks that were registered. And on one hand, we are coming up with new hybrids, varieties, technologies. And on the other hand, if you don't have the quality seed that would be given to farmers, we don't find increasing production and productivity of millets. So we have, like other major crops, we also have here people who are producing seed, like the breeder seed producing organizations like the universities or the institutes or the company, then seed growers, farmers, self-sown seed. And here in millets, we have cross-pollinated crops, often cross-pollinated crops and self-pollinated crops. So there we have two-way hybrids, three-way hybrids, then composites, varieties, all this stuff. So we have different mechanisms for different crops for taking up seed production. Apart from getting involved in seed production through various seed hubs in different state agriculture universities and monitoring them and coordinating with them, we also are involved in millet extension research and outreach, and we have a number of packages developed and applications using ICT tools to connect farmers along with the technologies developed by the institute and other research organizations. And also we're trying to link the farmers to the market through various apps like Millet Market, that is a mobile-based app. And then we also have these farmers producers organizations. We have different farm collectives like KVKs, FPOs, FLDs, new niche areas. And we have many FPOs promoted by ICAR, IIMR. And these are the number of FPOs that are promoted by IIMR. And this is the millet FPO model of ICAR, IIMR, where we help the farmers through various things. We help them in custom hiring centers. We help them in loan and credit system. We give them the inputs. We give them the market accessibility. We provide them information and technologies with processing and value addition. We also help them in storage and warehousing of millets and also millet aggregation. All these things we are doing through our millet FPOs. And this is the millet FPO setup we have in Karnataka, Telangana, AP, Madhya Pradesh. And then we are also supporting different farmers and different agencies through millet processing and technologies. We are giving information about machinery, validation and availability and the make and there, how much and all these informations we are giving. And we also have come up with different technologies like milling, extrusion, cold extrusion, hot extrusion, puffing, flaking, baking, development of instant mixes, beverages, express foods, plant-based proteins, nanostarch, all these coming from millets, and also popularizing millets and millet products through various agencies. And we have all these millet machinery set up at our institute. We have primary processing, large-scale primary processing, then destoner come aspirator come grader for different categories of primary processing, then roti maker. We have biscuit making machinery and all these things. And millet processing and value addition technologies, we have about 77 millets value added technologies, starting from flour, semolina, then dehulled grains and noodles, composite foods, dairy analogs, many number of things. And we are trying to lead interventions in millet value chain development at different levels, at on-farm production, then diversification of processing technologies, then nutritional evaluation, then commercialization, promotion and popularization, then entrepreneurship development and all these things. And we also are dealing with breaking inconvenience through innovations. We are doing nutritional profiling to identify nutritionally superior cultivars. Then we are also developing product-specific cultivars that would be suitable for baking, flaking, puffing, and parboiling. Then designing and retrofitting millet processing machinery for our various end users. developing a range of technologies from semolina to rice analogs and other things, then developing composite foods, then using, because millets are gluten-free foods, and also we have to see how to go about. We're also coming up with alternative things, and we're also seeing gelatinization through starch manipulation, so that we get good flaking, means good rolling when we go for sheeting, all these things. And these are various millet product technologies, like you have puffing, flaking, baking, extrusion, cold extrusion, hot extrusion, fortification, then instant mixers and recipes. And we have different kinds of recipes, contemporary recipes we have, traditional recipes, and then international recipes developed through millets. And all these are compiled in different recipe books. We have 108 recipes prepared from Asian cuisine, American cuisine, many cuisines of different countries. And we have so many 600 plus recipes developed for breakfast, lunch, sweets, snacks, etc. And we have our own brand of IIMR, that is ready to eat products, that is Eat Right. Eat Right is our brand, and this is the brand logo. We have a number of Eat Right products available. And apart from this, we're also nurturing entrepreneurship. So through our technology business incubator, that is NutriHub, we have this technology business incubation and handholding. Here, where we do both backward and forward linking in promotion of millets. So starting from farmers, entrepreneurship development, food processing, R&D in quality control, promotional activities, consumer, and then coming to farmers. So we are trying to integrate in all the possible forms. And these are the various startups supported by NutriHub of IIMR. And these many technologies and other things have been created, supported, and then we have licensed and MOUs. Many things are there in our basket. We have our main core programs. We have two core programs like NGrain, that is seed support funding program for early stage startups with one market value product in market for at least 1 year. They'll be given a support of, this is Agri Entrepreneurship Program, that is NEST. They'll be given a supporting fund of 5 lakhs if they have a good innovative business idea. And in NGrain, if they have a market millet value product in the market for more than 1 year, and if they have good scope in development, they'll be again given a support of 25 lakh rupees. So we have various infrastructures developed at IIMR, and we also were involved in development of grades and standards through FSSAI, and we have come up with different standards for different millets, and these are the different standards of FSSAI. And we are also involved in policy advocacy through various things on position paper on millets, which has laid the strategy and action plan for international year of millets. Then we have given white paper on millets, position paper, and many other things. And with all these things, Government of India has recognized IIMR as Global Millet Hub because of these many efforts. And we have, what are the things we can offer to the world through Global Hub, through our best practices in crop improvement, crop production, protection, value addition, entrepreneurship development, stakeholder engagement. And we can also help in enhancing production and productivity, scaling up millet value chain, South-South cooperation, mainstreaming millets, and extension and outreach. Apart from these things, in the recent G20 millets meeting of Max 20, that is meeting of agricultural chief scientists held in Varanasi during April, we have come up with a proposal of Maharishi, that is Millet and Other Ancient Grains International Research Initiative, wherein we were trying to have an international forum for millet researchers to exchange ideas, to come up with common projects and funding and exchange and many other things which are there on this Maharishi platform. So with all these things, that is why we have become, in IIMR has become the global hub for excellence for R&D in millets. So thank you for your kind attention. I request that you please eat millets and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tara, for a very detailed presentation. I will take up few questions. So the first question is, how has IMR's research contributed to enhancing the yield and quality of millet crops, ultimately benefiting farmers?
So I have shown in my presentation that so many varieties and hybrids were developed, and technologies have come up from IIMR through various research programs in pearl millets, sorghum, and the small millets. And I also have shown the graph where taking pearl millet as an example, where starting from 1950-55 to the present day 2016 to 20, where the productivity has increased from 350 kg per hectare to the present day 1391 kg per hectare. So I think these are all the examples we have.
Okay. And what specific millet varieties or farming practices introduced by IIMR have proven to be beneficial for small scale farmers?
See, as I have shown, that is why I've been telling about all these things. Different millets are grown in different agroecologies, different states, different conditions. So wherever we have our centers through ASRP centers or through our programs or through our extension activities, we are giving the package of practices. It is in general in almost all the areas. Through our research programs, we are promoting this. So the information is being passed.
Okay. And how does IIMR prioritize and address the specific challenges faced by different regions and climates when millet cultivation and consumption?
That is why when I was showing my slides, you might have seen the priorities in different millet crops. In some cases, the priority is to develop varieties which can come up with less water, like in pearl millet. And in sorghum, we are trying to come up with many varieties and technologies that could be suitable for rabi cultivation. Apart from this, we also have varieties and technologies already present for cultivation in kharif and other segments. We have different product profiles. That is why I was speaking about different product profiles that would meet the requirements of different agroecologies. The reason why we have so many product profiles, that is to meet the requirement of those regional specific, location specific requirements. And we are coming up with different varieties and hybrids and technologies suiting those regional requirements. Already there are so many varieties. That's what I have shown. In pearl millet, we have come up with 267 hybrids and varieties. In sorghum, we have so many releases. In small millets, we have so many releases. That is what I was explaining now.
Yeah. Okay. So next question is, how does IIMR leverage modern technology and data-driven approaches in its millet research and dissemination strategies?
So if you see, we have put most of our information on our website, and also all those stations and the ASRPs which are involved in millet research and development through different websites. So you can gather information from there. We also have publications coming up from time to time. Information is also available through research papers, in research publications, bulletins. Many things are available. And also we have compiled these things in digital form and uploaded. So you have in hard copy, soft copy, online, everywhere.
Okay. And yeah, what specific farming practices or techniques developed by IIMR has been adopted by farmers to improve millet cultivation?
That is why when we talk of different millets, we talk of different varieties and technologies available, and also the package of practices. So it is just not IIMR only at Hyderabad. We are coming up with technologies and other things from the SRP centers, our regional stations, For each variety, for each crop, we have different varieties, and for each variety, we have different package of practices and technologies. So all these are available with the proposals. And when people ask us, we do provide.
Yeah, okay. Next question is similar to the same one. What resources or educational initiatives does IIMR provide for individuals interested in learning more about the nutritional value and culinary uses of millets?
So in this direction, we have some cooking with millets programs every month, wherein interested people can come learn how to cook with millets. And during that training, we also talk about the nutritional value of the millets and we give them the information. Or else they can also join our startup ignition programs, wherein along with the nutritional value information and other things, then people also will be taught how to go for development of different value-added products. And then also we talked about the agri-value chain systems. So many things are there, madam. We have our courses going on. We have many batches coming out from our NutriHub at IIM.
Okay. Yeah, I think it will be last question. How does IIMR support and collaborate with agri startups that focus on millet-based products, processing, or value addition?
That is what I have shown in my last few slides. I talked about NEST program, Engrain program, and I also mentioned about the Startup Ignition program. We have different programs continuing. We call for the applications you can see on our website or the NutriHub website. And then people apply, they'll be screened, a committee will be there to screen the applications, and then they'll be called for the training, and then they'll be graduated with the things, and they'll be, depending on their interest, capacity, place, and all these things, they come up with their ideas, and we'll be supporting them, hand-holding them till they are placed in the market. We also help them in branding their products, labeling their things, packaging, designing, all these things. They're all part and parcel of the programs which are there continuously given at NutriHub of IIMR.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. I don't see any more questions from our participants. So now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we'd like to thank you for the detailed presentation and answering all the questions in depth. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed. Have a good and safe evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.